Welcome to our deep dive into Halloween. This time of year is filled with spine-chilling stories, age-old traditions, and curious facts that have evolved over centuries. From ancient Celtic rituals to modern-day trick-or-treating, Halloween has something for everyone, whether you're a fan of frights, sweets, or just dressing up. Today, we'll uncover 100 fascinating facts about this eerie holiday that may surprise, thrill, and even spook you a bit. So, get comfortable, grab some candy, and let's explore Halloween like never before. Here are some interesting facts about Halloween. Origins in ancient Celtic festival. Halloween traces back to Samhain, an ancient Celtic festival held over 2,000 years ago. People believed spirits could return to Earth on this night, so they lit bonfires and wore costumes to ward off ghosts. Christian influence. In the 8th century, Pope Gregory III designated November 1st as All Saints' Day, blending it with Samhain. October 31st became known as All Hallows' Eve, eventually evolving into Halloween. The jack-o'-lantern legend. The practice of carving pumpkins started with a myth about Stingy Jack, a man who tricked the devil and was doomed to wander the earth with only a carved-out turnip to light his way. Pumpkins replaced turnips as a popular tradition in North America. Halloween is the second biggest commercial holiday. After Christmas, Halloween is the most profitable holiday in the United States. Americans spend billions annually on costumes, candy, and decorations. Trick-or-treating began in the 1920s. Trick-or-treating became popular in the US during the early 20th century, inspired by the European tradition of soaring, where the poor would go door to door for food in exchange for prayers. Candy corn was originally called chicken feed. Candy corn was invented in the 1880s and marketed as chicken feed, as corn was primarily used to feed animals at the time. Black cats are seen as both good and bad luck. In some cultures, black cats are seen as good luck, while in others, particularly in the West, they're associated with witchcraft and bad luck on Halloween. The largest pumpkin ever. The heaviest pumpkin on record weighed over 2,700 pounds. Pumpkins have been an iconic Halloween symbol, with carving competitions held every year. Bobbing for apples originated from a love game. In medieval times, bobbing for apples was a British courting ritual, with the belief that the first to bite into an apple would be the next to marry. Costume choices reflect trends. Every year, Halloween costumes reflect popular culture. From spooky ghosts to favorite superheroes, costumes are a creative way to show what's currently trending in society. Orange and black represent Halloween. The traditional colors of Halloween are orange and black. Orange symbolizes the autumn harvest, while black represents darkness and death, fitting the spooky theme. Bats and Halloween. Bats became associated with Halloween because they were commonly seen flying around bonfires during Samhain festivals. People believed these creatures had supernatural powers and could communicate with spirits. Halloween superstitions. Many Halloween superstitions involve warding off evil spirits. For instance, people believe that placing salt around doorways or under the bed could protect them from spirits. The full moon on Halloween. Although often shown in movies, a full moon on Halloween night is rare. The last time Halloween had a full moon was in 2020, and the next one is predicted for 2039. Hocus Pocus nearly flopped. The Halloween classic Hocus Pocus, 1993, was initially a box office disappointment but gained popularity over time and is now a cult favorite, especially during the Halloween season. The world's largest Halloween parade. New York City hosts the largest Halloween parade in the world. The annual Village Halloween Parade in Greenwich Village draws thousands of participants and millions of spectators every October 31st. Haunted house attractions. Halloween is the peak season for haunted house attractions. Some of the most famous haunted houses, like those at Universal Studios, take months to plan and have become a big industry themselves. Candy preferences vary by country. While Americans love chocolate and candy corn, different countries have their own Halloween treats. For example, in Canada, children often receive small bags of chips, while in Ireland, traditional barmbrack bread with charms baked inside is a favorite treat. Halloween around the world. Many countries have unique Halloween-like celebrations. Mexico's Day of the Dead, Japan's Kawasaki Halloween Parade, and Ireland's traditional Samhain Festival all offer unique takes on honoring the dead. Scary movies get a Halloween boost. Horror films are a Halloween staple. October is one of the highest grossing months for horror movie releases, and classics like Halloween, Friday the 13th, and The Exorcist are often rewatched during the spooky season. Beggar's Night traditions. In some US regions, Halloween has a variation known as Beggar's Night, where kids may have to tell a joke, sing, or do a trick to earn their treats. Halloween pet costumes are growing in popularity. Dressing up pets for Halloween has become a trend, with pet owners spending millions on costumes for their furry friends each year. Popular costumes include pumpkins, witches, and superheroes. Halloween was once a matchmaking night. In the 18th century, young women performed Halloween rituals hoping to reveal their future husband's identity. One tradition involved peeling an apple and throwing the peel over their shoulder. The peel's shape was believed to reveal the initial of their future spouse. Soul cakes. In medieval England, people baked soul cakes and handed them out to the poor, especially on All Souls' Day. This was a precursor to modern-day trick-or-treating, where children went door-to-door singing prayers for the dead in exchange for treats. Halloween spending keeps growing. Americans spend over $10 billion on Halloween each year, with an average person spending about $100 on costumes, candy, decorations, and entertainment. Witches, brooms, and Halloween. The image of a witch riding a broomstick dates back to pagan fertility rituals where brooms were used symbolically to sweep spirits away or to invoke blessings on crops. Mischief Night. In some places, the night before Halloween is known as Mischief Night or Devil's Night. Pranks, like toilet papering houses, have long been associated with this night in parts of the US and the UK. A spooky name for fear of Halloween. The fear of Halloween is called saunophobia. People with this phobia often experience extreme anxiety at the thought of ghosts, costumes, and decorations associated with Halloween. Bonfires were central to Halloween. Traditionally, Samhain bonfires were meant to protect against wandering spirits. People would even take embers from these sacred bonfires to light their home hearths as a symbol of protection. Halloween is growing worldwide. Halloween has spread across the globe, and each country celebrates in unique ways. Japan, for example, has embraced Halloween as a costume and party holiday, even without trick-or-treating. These intriguing facts showcase Halloween's blend of historical roots, cultural evolution, and modern adaptations that make it one of the most celebrated and fascinating holidays. Halloween was once a romantic holiday. In the 18th and 19th centuries, young women performed various rituals on Halloween in hopes of finding their future spouse. One tradition was to look into a mirror at midnight by candlelight to glimpse the face of their true love. Halloween wasn't always about costumes. Early Halloween celebrations involved dressing up to ward off spirits, but the practice of wearing elaborate, themed costumes didn't catch on until the late 19th and early 20th centuries, when Halloween became more focused on community and fun. Dracula's impact on Halloween. Bram Stoker's Dracula, published in 1897, helped popularize vampires as Halloween icons. Vampires have since become a staple Halloween costume and theme, influencing popular culture for over a century. The first Halloween card. The earliest known Halloween greeting card dates back to the early 1900s in the United States. Today, sending Halloween cards isn't very common, but it was a popular tradition in the early 20th century. Trick or treat came later. The phrase trick or treat wasn't commonly used until the 1930s. Before that, children went door to door asking for treats or offering small performances in exchange for sweets. The original Halloween colors included purple. Purple, along with orange and black, was an original Halloween color because it was associated with mysticism and magic. Purple decorations are still popular in Halloween decor today. Candy shortages during World War II. During World War II, sugar was rationed in the US, causing Halloween trick-or-treating to be scaled back. After the war ended and sugar became more available, the tradition of handing out candy for Halloween really took off. Pumpkin carving wasn't always spooky. Early pumpkin carving wasn't about making scary faces. Instead, it was a practical way to create a lantern. Over time, carving scary faces became a Halloween tradition to ward off evil spirits. Halloween in Transylvania. People travel to Transylvania, Romania, to celebrate Halloween at Bran Castle, often referred to as Dracula's Castle. The spooky setting draws fans of the vampire lore every year. Different Halloween traditions in Europe. In many European countries, Halloween is less about costumes and trick-or-treating and more about honoring deceased loved ones with visits to cemeteries, lighting candles, and setting out special decorations. Halloween parades in Japan. Japan's Halloween celebrations are more focused on costume parades than on trick-or-treating. The Kawasaki Halloween Parade is one of the largest, drawing over 4,000 costume participants each year. Boo tradition. A Halloween costume called booing involves secretly leaving a treat on a neighbor's doorstep with a note encouraging them to boo someone else, creating a chain of Halloween surprises throughout the neighborhood. The world's most haunted locations get popular in October. Many of the world's most haunted places, like the Tower of London, the Paris Catacombs, and the Winchester Mystery House in California, see a spike in visitors around Halloween due to the spooky season. Halloween movies boost sales for seasonal items. Films like Beetlejuice, The Nightmare Before Christmas, and Halloween Town bring nostalgia and boost sales in Halloween decor and costumes each year. Candy corn myths. Candy corn has its fans and critics, but did you know it's traditionally supposed to be stacked to resemble corn kernels on a cob? Each piece is colored to mimic different stages of the corn kernel. Samhain symbols live on. Many traditional Halloween symbols, like skeletons and ghosts, reflect the Samhain theme of life and death. For the Celts, this time of year was about connecting with the past and celebrating the cycle of life. Black cats were protected by Egyptians. In ancient Egypt, black cats were revered as symbols of good luck and were considered sacred. In contrast, black cats later became associated with witchcraft in the Middle Ages, linking them with Halloween superstitions. Witch trials and Halloween. Witch trials in the 17th century, like the Salem witch trials, contributed to the spooky folklore around witches, which has become a Halloween staple. Halloween is a big night for pranks. In the 19th century, Halloween was known for pranks and mischief, with young people engaging in lighthearted vandalism and trickery. This eventually led to the tradition of kids dressing up and saying trick or treat. Daylight saving time and Halloween. In the US, Halloween typically falls around the time of the daylight saving time change, meaning trick or treating can feel spookier as darkness falls earlier. Scarecrows symbolize fall harvests. Scarecrows, commonly seen around Halloween, originated as protectors of crops and symbols of the harvest season. They now serve as spooky decorations in Halloween setups. Ghost stories and folklore. Halloween has long been associated with ghost stories and legends. In the 19th century, it was common for families to gather around the fire and share scary tales on Halloween night. Dia de los Muertos, celebrated on November 1st and 2nd, this Mexican holiday is often confused with Halloween but is quite different. It's a joyful celebration honoring deceased loved ones with bright decorations, marigolds, and altars. Zombie popularity. Zombies have become a Halloween icon, popularized by films and series like Night of the Living Dead and The Walking Dead. Zombie walks and runs have even become popular Halloween events in cities around the world. The tallest haunted house. The Guinness World Record for the tallest haunted house belongs to the Factory of Terror in Canton, Ohio, which reaches 45 feet. Haunted houses are a major Halloween attraction, especially in the US. Halloween for the dead. Halloween is still viewed in some cultures as a night where the line between the living and dead is thin. Some people set out extra food or drink for any wandering spirits. Vampire myths. Legends of vampires, werewolves, and other creatures were rooted in early European folklore and have evolved into staple Halloween figures. Halloween around the world. Countries like Canada, the UK, Ireland, and the US celebrate Halloween similarly, but many other countries, like China and India, have adapted Halloween to fit local customs, like Hong Kong's Festival of Hungry Ghosts. Costume trend shifts. In the early 1900s, costumes were handmade and often simple. Nowadays, costumes are elaborate and themed, reflecting movies, books, and pop culture icons. Halloween-themed treats. Halloween treats have become increasingly inventive, with themed snacks and desserts like pumpkin spice everything, ghost-shaped cookies, and candy eyeballs. Halloween foods go beyond candy. In Ireland, barmbrack is a traditional Halloween bread containing hidden items with symbolic meanings, like a ring for romance or a coin for wealth. Other classic Halloween foods include caramel apples, roasted pumpkin seeds, and soul cakes. Pumpkins aren't the only carvable gourd. Before pumpkins, people carved faces into turnips and beets to make lanterns. Today, people get creative with other gourds like squash, watermelon, and even pineapples for unique jack-o'-lanterns. Fear of clowns. Coulrophobia, the fear of clowns, can make Halloween especially unnerving for some people. The popularity of clown costumes around Halloween has a spooky twist, partly inspired by scary movies and folklore. Samhainophobia, this is the official term for the fear of Halloween. People with samhainophobia may avoid Halloween festivities, decorations, and anything related to the holiday. Day of the Dead marigold symbolism. The marigold, a prominent flower in Dia de los Muertos celebrations, is believed to guide spirits back to their families. Its vibrant color and fragrance are thought to help spirits find their way. Mischief night traditions. In some parts of the United States, the night before Halloween, known as Mischief Night or Goosey Night, is a time for lighthearted pranks. Popular pranks include toilet papering trees and egging houses. Halloween wasn't always for kids. In the 1920s and 1930s, Halloween celebrations focused more on community gatherings and adult-themed parties than on children's activities and trick-or-treating. Harry Houdini's Halloween connection. The famous magician Harry Houdini died on Halloween in 1926. Since then, He has been a significant figure in Halloween pop culture, with seances held annually to attempt contact with his spirit. The infamous Halloween blizzard of 1991, a massive blizzard struck the US Midwest on Halloween night in 1991, dumping several feet of snow and causing widespread chaos. It's remembered as a spooky, snow-covered Halloween event. Vampire bats got their name from Halloween legends. Vampire bats were named after folklore, and they added to the Halloween connection as real-life blood-sucking creatures, native to Central and South America. Beggar's Night in Des Moines, Iowa. In Des Moines, Iowa, Halloween includes a unique Beggar's Night tradition. Children tell jokes, perform tricks, or share a riddle before receiving candy. This twist adds a playful element to trick-or-treating. Haunted hotels are busy during Halloween. Hotels with a haunted reputation, like the Stanley Hotel in Colorado, inspiration for The Shining, attract tourists seeking a spooky experience. Many offer ghost tours, especially around Halloween. Traditional fortune-telling games. Halloween was historically a night for divination. Traditional fortune-telling games involved apple peels, mirrors, and candlelit rooms to predict future love, marriage, and even fortunes. Halloween charities. Many organizations use Halloween to promote charitable causes. Trick or Treat for UNICEF, started in 1950, encourages children to collect donations for underprivileged kids along with their candy. Popular zombie walk events. Zombie walks, where participants dress as zombies and walk together through cities, have become a Halloween tradition in many places, celebrating the pop culture love for zombies. Costumes once aimed to protect the wearer. Early Halloween costumes were intended to disguise people from wandering spirits. People dressed as ghosts or animals to confuse spirits, hoping they would pass by without harm. Halloween in the Harry Potter universe. Halloween is a recurring theme in the Harry Potter series, from the feast in the Great Hall to the pivotal scenes involving magical events on October 31st, adding to its pop culture connection. Halloween bonfires originated to keep spirits away. In ancient Halloween traditions, communities would build large bonfires to scare away spirits. People would then take embers from these fires to light their home hearths, bringing protection to their households. Witches' cauldrons and Halloween folklore. The cauldron, a symbol of Halloween witches, represents the womb of the earth. Early folklore suggested that souls of the dead would reincarnate through the cauldron, making it a powerful Halloween icon. Pumpkin spice and Halloween. Pumpkin spice, a seasonal favorite, has grown synonymous with fall and Halloween. The flavor blend of cinnamon, nutmeg, and cloves doesn't usually contain pumpkin, but it's a fan favorite every October. Halloween increases in pet adoptions. Many shelters see an increase in black cat adoptions during Halloween season. However, some animal shelters have policies to protect black cats, as they can be victims of superstition-related harm. Most popular Halloween costumes. Over the years, classic costumes like witches, vampires, and ghosts remain popular. However, pop culture costumes, especially from recent movies and TV shows, frequently top the list every year. Halloween spending on pets. Pet owners spend millions each year dressing up their furry friends. Pet costumes are often themed around pumpkins, ghosts, or popular characters, and pet costume contests have become a Halloween trend. Halloween-themed weddings. Some couples choose to tie the knot on Halloween, adding a spooky, themed twist to their big day. Black wedding dresses, pumpkins, and eerie decor give these weddings a unique and memorable atmosphere. The day after Halloween is called All Saints' Day, known as All Saints' Day. November 1st is dedicated to honoring all saints. In many Christian cultures, it's a time of remembrance and respect for the deceased. Halloween dance parties are popular worldwide. Cities like Tokyo, London, and New York host Halloween dance parties and masquerades. These events let people celebrate in costume without traditional trick-or-treating. Halloween-themed charity runs. Zombie runs and monster dashes are charity runs held around Halloween, where participants dress in costume, adding an element of fun and community spirit. Skulls symbolize the cycle of life. Skulls are a major Halloween symbol because they represent mortality, a theme central to Halloween. Skulls are often depicted in decorations and costumes as a reminder of the holiday's focus on life and death. Halloween on the Moon. NASA's Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter captured images of a jack-o'-lantern face on the moon's surface caused by craters and shadows, making it a Halloween-themed discovery in space. The science of fear. Halloween is popular partly because fear releases adrenaline and endorphins, giving some people a thrill. Haunted houses and horror movies tap into this science of fear. Pumpkin spice isn't just for lattes. The pumpkin spice flavor has made its way into candies, candles, ice cream, and even dog treats, showing just how big of a cultural phenomenon it is. Halloween-themed escape rooms. Escape rooms get a Halloween makeover in October with themes like haunted mansions, serial killers, and zombie apocalypses, giving thrill seekers an interactive, spooky adventure. Halloween sees an increase in real ghost stories. Paranormal enthusiasts often share ghost stories or go on ghost tours during Halloween, hoping to catch glimpses of spirits during what's considered the thinnest time between worlds. And there you have it, 100 incredible facts about Halloween that show just how diverse and fascinating this holiday truly is. From haunted houses and Halloween parades to the superstitions and symbols that shape it, Halloween is more than just a night of scares. It's a celebration filled with history, mystery, and fun for all ages. We hope you learned something new and enjoyed this journey through the spooky side of October 31st. Thanks for joining us, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share for more holiday-themed content. Until next time, stay spooky and have a fantastic Halloween.